So what's up YouTube, welcome to my channel and welcome to another video about the Tata Hexa, and this one is probably an ownership experience of owning a second-hand Hexa which has done around 77,000 kilometers. So I'll be talking about three positives and probably two areas of improvement of the Tata Hexa. So this one is the manual version of it, it's not the automatic one. So starting with the positives, this one comes with, I think, a very macho and a muscular design. So if you look at it from every angle, this doesn't look like an MPV, but this looks rather more like an SUV. And this one is offered in both 4x4 and also there's a 2x2 variant. So this is a 2x2 variant, and that is the first plus point. I would say the presence is really muscular, and it makes way wherever it goes. So from that point of view, the presence is really nice, and especially the front fascia of this, especially this portion, makes it really muscular, and the presence is really good. Adding to the presence is the 19-inch wheels. So these are big chunky wheels that you haven't seen in any MPV or even let it be SUVs, and this gives a very good road presence. So again, a good selling point for Hexa. The second bit is the space and the comfort that it has. So this is built on body and frame, so makes it more tough and rugged, but also in the inside the space is really nice. So this one comes with the 6 seating option, where the second row is having the captain seat option. So that is good, and from the comfort point of view, the seat cushioning, the seat comfort is really nice. So as I said, this comes with captain seats even in the second row, and which has armrests, and these seats can be adjusted as per your preference. So good. So, and also the back seat is also pretty much spacious, so which is also a nice touch. I like the seating and the comfort inside the cabin, especially from the airiness that it gives, is really nice. The second thing it has is the features. So the features list is endless. Back in the day when this was launched, and the features that it gives is really nice. Like for example, as I said, this comes with an automatic variant and also a manual version, but though it has the gearbox preferences, but every Hexa model gets with this drive selector. So in this drive selector you have comfort, dynamic, rough road, and also auto. So this gives a kind of tuning to the wheels, and based off the terrain it adjusts the power, and also make sure to get out of certain situations where a normal MPV couldn't have handled. So giving that option, especially in an MPV, is really nice, and again, like first of its kind back in the day when this was launched. And also it has a small infotainment system which is again touch enabled, and this is paired to a JBL speaker system, and I believe this is a 7 speaker system. The sound clarity is also really awesome. Adding to the creature comforts is the AC. The AC cooling is really nice, and you also have pillar mounted AC over here for the second row passengers, and also you have a center AC tunnel, and also for the rear third row passengers you get to see that there's a third row pillar mounted AC provision as well. So from a comfort point of view, this is sorted, and everybody in the car has a comfortable seating position, and as well as gets a good AC in all the rows. A 6-seater variant, and also this has the captain seat options, but even after that they managed to squeeze in a small boot, and that is also a good thing, where you can keep your knickknacks. So you can put small trolley bags, but yeah, it does the duty of having a good boot space even for after putting the third row seat option. On the convenience side, again, this gets a small MID display over here, which gives you a lot of information like average fuel economy, instant fuel economy, distance to empty, trip A, trip B, and it also has this the drive selector option also, where you can see in which drive mode you're in. Apart from the MID, which shows host of information, it also has this small display where you can get to see most of the information or the health checkup of the car. You also have the auto sensing wipers, so which is also a good touch, and again, it's mostly in the higher end cars, but this car also gets it. In the center armrest, you also have a small glove box, so which is good. It also has a cool glove box, which is also a nice thing, and from a storage point of view, it has a small storage box over here as well. On the center console, you also have the fast charging option. You also have an aux cable over here, aux input cable, and you get most of the information over here which is needed, and it is not something which is not present. And I like the quality of the gauges. Like for example, if you see, there's a metal ring around this, and it gives you more of a premium and an upmarket feel. And the final positive will certainly be the engine, and this is a 2.2 liter diesel engine. It's a Verico engine, and this comes with a BHP of around 153 BHPs, which is really good. The engine is so powerful, you can be all day at around like 120 and cruise at 140, so which is nice, and it doesn't stress the engine. Though this is a powerful engine, the average fuel economy that it gives is around like 14 to 16 if driven sensibly, so which is also a nice thing for such a big vehicle. This is probably a 2-ton vehicle, but for that power and the build, this managing around 14 to 16 kilometers per liter is really nice for this engine. So those were the positives. So now let me tell you about probably 2 negatives. I think that is something which is a small thing that probably back in the day Tata could have fixed it, but this is something which most of the Hexa owners do complain about, and there are 2 things. And what are those? So this vehicle comes with the projector headlight as well as a normal headlight provision, and also there's this LED strip. Along with that, there's this fog lamps. So though there are so many lights, but the light spread and the light throw is not up to the mark. I mean, it could have been more, the intensity could have been more. I think that's something which most of the Hexa owners must have complained or are complaining, and having that much of space and those many lights, but the intensity of it is not that great. So I think that's the first thing, because especially when you're driving in the highways and especially in the night, having such a powerful engine and you're cruising at around like 130, you need to have powerful headlights where you can be in a position to see the road ahead very clearly. And I think that is where I think the small negative is. Probably more intensity in the headlights would be better. So that's the first negative that I feel. And the second negative is the electronics. Yes, the electronics of this is way too more and way too many. It has a lot of things going for it, like for example, auto hill hold, EPS, EBD, and also the driving modes and all those things. Though there are positives in some manner, but in most of the cases I feel that it is overdone, probably a gimmick to outsell this vehicle. But if the use scenario is there on a day-to-day basis, then I could have it could have been a better thing. But in most of the cases, what happens is the electronics, they tend to give different kinds of warning signs, and is an ESP issue or electronic stability issue, something while we are coming in our highway journey, and that kind of reduced the power, and I was not able to reach more than 80 kilometers per hour just because the warning on the stability issue was popping up. So while we went to a mechanic, we got it checked. He did open this fuse and he did clean the fuse and then kept it back, and then it started working. So lot of electronic aids in this, which makes it more complex, and that actually is not something which is more reliable, and it is not a simple plain Jane or a straightforward vehicle where you can rely on. But because of the electronics, you need to be a little bit careful, and whoever is doing the service need to know what they are doing, especially considering that it has so many things going for it. So considering the positives and negatives, back in the day, this was a really nice and a very round off SUV, in fact an MUV which is turned to be an SUV. And in my book, it checks all the right boxes: the presence, the 19-inch wheels, the power, the beefy nature of the vehicle. So it does check all the right boxes, and also inside the cabin space is very nice, and comfort that it gives is really nice. So why did this not click is mainly because of, I think, certain things which Tata could have done it better. Probably the marketing side. Second thing is that the weight. The third thing is probably the electronics, where it keeps popping out certain errors now and then, and also probably the sales and service. So I think this, if could have been addressed, and also the pricing, I believe, then this would have been hit back in the day. But I wish that Tata gets the Hexa 2.0 with addressing all these issues, and if they come up with a very good pricing as well, then I think they have a home run with this product. And if you enjoy this video, if you do so, please like and subscribe to my channel. This is Kevin signing off, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.
But let's be real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. It sucks when you finally feel like